As almost every other 20-something, 30-something, millennial wannabe Instagram photographer bro, when I first discovered millennial photography Jesus, Peter McKinnon, I was quick to begin my discipleship. His videos are slick, the colors are great, the audio is fantastic, and the editing is always top notch. So many of you guys in the comments are gonna no doubt be asking, what's the big deal? What's the harm with Peter McKinnon moving to film? Well, there are quite a few issues, and in this video, I'm gonna explain to you guys what some of those issues are. He's a Canadian YouTuber, photographer, and creator. He started working as a photographer quite a few years ago at this point, but he really achieved widespread fame and notoriety through his YouTube channel. The channel originally began its life talking about cameras, specifically Canon cameras at the time. I think I remember seeing him on Casey Neistat's channel from time to time as well. The videos that kind of propelled him to widespread notoriety, I think the first one was his photography hacks video. And he released a lot of that kind of infotainment, educational photography advice. Kind of segued into sponsored gear reviews as quickly as he was able to. But for the past few years, he's mostly been just kind of meandering along, making videos about really nothing. And what I mean by nothing is mostly just vapid travel vlogs, the occasional gear review, except most of the time the gear is not really reviewed, it's featured in the video, and he doesn't really say that much about it. I'm hesitant to even call him a gear reviewer at this point. All that's to say, he's achieved a level of widespread fame with his channel, amassing nearly 6 million subscribers at the time this video was recorded. If you've watched his channel any at all, you'll no doubt have seen some of his film cameras sitting on the shelves, usually as paperweights or office decorations, for the life of his channel. You can always see there's like a Zeiss Icon, a Leica M6, a Rolleiflex. There's some old cameras that he oftentimes has decorating his shelves. And bring us up to the present, Peter McKinnon over the past couple weeks has been releasing videos relating to film photography. In fact, he's stating, at least for the present, he is going to be moving to film full time. And I know what you're thinking. Wow, this guy, he's got this big YouTube following, he's moving into film photography. That could only help the hobby. And that was honestly my thought initially as well. I thought, wow, this is really cool. This guy with 6 million subscribers is gonna be jumping into the photography. No way this is bad for the hobby. It can only bring more people into the hobby and expand film photography to the masses, or maybe re-expand it to the masses. Just recently though, he released a video called Already Regretting Film. The basic premise of this video was he took a rangefinder to Iceland and shot a roll of film while he was there, and he wasn't completely satisfied with the results. In fact, he ends getting just a couple of shots that he would consider keepers. He basically ends the video by saying he's not going to abandon film yet, that he's learning a lot, and he really is enjoying the experience. That was the video that ultimately prompted me making this video. Before getting into my reasons justifying making this video, none of this is personal against Peter. This is just my personal opinion. Obviously, you can feel free to disagree with anything. But the first reason I think Peter McKinnon may be bad for film photography is he's gonna dominate the space. As I pointed out previously, his channel has 6 million subscribers. I've been shooting film for the past couple of years, and I've been watching film YouTubers for the past 6 to 8 years. The film photography channels that we all look up to, you know, the Matt Days, the Grainy Days, the Willem Verbeeks, those channels, they seem to have a ceiling. And it's not like a hard ceiling. These guys could obviously break through and get to a higher level, but you're looking at a couple 100,000 subscribers these guys have. These are the current premier film photographers on YouTube. These are the guys making the content that most of us are consuming. And now you're introducing a guy into that scene with 6 million subscribers. Peter is instantly gonna be the most prominent film photographer on the internet, with all the good and bad that comes along with that. I think there are some good things, and I alluded to this previously, that could come along with that. I think expanding film, 6 million subscribers, that's a lot of folks to go out and buy cameras and potentially start shooting film and rejuvenate the hobby. All that's great. But I think one of the drawbacks to that is now our figurehead, the #1 guy in film photography, the guy who's making the videos, the guy whose videos are gonna go to the top of every list. When he makes a video about the M6, it's gonna be the biggest video about the M6. Has not necessarily got the film photography bona fides. I think it's possible that we end up with a blind leading the blind situation. Can we trust his videos? Can we trust him to give us sound camera recommendations? Can we trust him to give us sound film photography advice? Advice on camera operation and shooting techniques? All that's assuming that he even tries to do that. Like I said previously, most of his videos don't really go that deep. I think there's something a little scary about perhaps having a novice film photographer being the most prominent film photographer in the space. And his voice is going to be the loudest voice in the space for the foreseeable future. You can expect lots of turquoise rings, pirate things, dark brooding colors, and What's up, everybody's? A few years ago, it didn't take long to get on Instagram and to find thousands and thousands and thousands of people, me included, trying to copy Peter McKinnon's style, and I can expect that will probably trickle into film photography as well. You know, one of my favorite soapboxes to climb on this channel is to talk about film photography cliches, gas stations, people shooting old things on old film cameras. It's one of my favorite topics. I can expect with Peter McKinnon jumping into film photography, he is going to be the chief cliche creator. Whatever Peter's doing, there will be 6 million copycats following suit. Another way that he's gonna dominate the space, and this is specifically relating just to us YouTubers, is videos are gonna be at the top of every list. Good luck trying to win the search battle with Peter McKinnon when he's making a video about the Mamiya 7, the Leica M6, the Hasselblad 500 CM. As soon as he makes a video about any of those things, boom, it's gonna be stuck there at the top for infinity, till the end of time. The same goes for the tags and the images that he uses on Instagram. His stuff is just going to dominate. Another thing I kind of dread is the videos are just gonna suck. Another thing that I dread, and I'm just not gonna watch them, but the videos are gonna suck. Fancy a 3-minute B-roll segment about the making of French press coffee? How about a 2-minute interlude with fancy glossy B-roll of your F-150 Raptor? Those are the types of things that you're gonna get with Peter. Or how about every video devolving into an 8-minute video about why you're creative? But let's be clear. Peter McKinnon's videos are more lifestyle influencer videos than they are anything to do with photography. These days, they offer nothing in the way of insightful film photography commentary or instruction, and I really just don't look forward to those kinds of videos being at the top of every list. We touched on this a little bit too, but he is gonna bring new people to the hobby. There's some good things that could come along with that. A shot in the arm for film, potentially more money flowing into the hobby, all that's good. One potential drawback of that though, is he's gonna make videos about cameras, and you can expect those camera processes to go to the moon. And we see this already on a lower level with some of the photographers already in the space, like, you know, Willem and the RZ67, Grainy Days and his love for Mamiya 7s. We can see all over eBay the price of those cameras continuing to trickle up, and I made a video just about that topic. And you can expect that same phenomenon to hold true with whatever film cameras that Peter McKinnon lands on. So let's say that Peter decides he's gonna use a Pentax 645N. As soon as that video comes out, as soon as his 6 million subscribers see that this is the camera that he's using, you could expect those $200, $300, $400 prices on eBay to quickly skyrocket. So it's one negative that's going to come along with that. You can expect extremely high camera prices for whatever cameras he decides to use. Another thing is the absurdly priced accessories. He's got this partnership with Polar Pro with the most expensive neutral density filters that I've ever seen. Obviously, I haven't bought them. I don't recommend anybody buy them. They're really, really expensive. He also has a backpack that he released, which is a really cool looking backpack, but again, very expensive, and a multi-tool. So I think we can expect tons of film photography accessories in the foreseeable future. I look forward to getting my $200 film holder, or a $200 black pro mist filter, or a $400 Leica/Benchmade half case for my Leica M6. There will eventually be some really expensive film photography accessories that come out from Mr. McKinnon, so watch out for those. Another potential drawback is eventually Peter's gonna lose interest. I've watched his channel for a long time. I don't really watch it anymore, but over the past few years, you can watch things come and go. That he changes styles, he changes niches, he changes hobbies, he changes gear week to week, it seems like. So I think that film photography on his channel will ultimately be a passing fad, and he'll eventually lose interest. And all those 6 million subscribers that he drug into the hobby will quickly exit just as soon as he moves on to the new Fuji GFX or the Hasselblad X2D3, something. Most of us film photographers on YouTube make these videos because it provides us a creative outlet. Me specifically, I'm in a line of work that doesn't oftentimes allow me to be very creative, and by making these videos, it allows me some sort of creative outlet. I must confess that this video comes from a place of me being completely exhausted with photography and photography influencers and the effect that they've had on the industry. I don't look forward to the toxic, gross world of influencers continuing to entrench itself in the world of film photography. These vapid, disingenuous videos are made simply to extract a dollar. They're not made because the person actually loves what they're talking about or that they're passionate about anything. Perhaps I've taken the black pill with Mr. McKinnon and I've been too harsh. I'm an attorney by trade, and when we do criticism, it's typically not in half measures. I won't feel too bad though, because Mr. McKinnon will likely have hundreds of thousands of folks simping in the comments section telling him how awesome he is. And speaking of videos made from a place of passion, check out my Colorado road trip video where I shot exclusively Portra 400. Approximately 12 people watched it, and I'd appreciate it if you would too. Sadly, after this video, Peter's probably not going to feature me in any of his videos, and I'm just going to have to figure out how to live with that.